morning. Today we're going to make butternut squash pancakes, and they can be gluten-free, paleo, kind of keto, depending on what your keto standards are. Butternut squash does have carbs, as do most vegetables, so if you are going with 0 carbs, you would not be eating vegetables, and I don't recommend that, but it is a low-carb recipe. There is not going to be any flour, any added sugar, or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to be doing the recipe today with no electric equipment. You can use a food processor or a blender or even a hand mixer if that makes it easier for you. I've decided to do it this way because cleanup is easier, and I'm also working in a smaller kitchen today, and it makes it easier to film, to not have any extended cords. So I did this the other day with no equipment and it worked out just fine. So what you're gonna need is a half cup of butternut squash. I don't usually measure, so if you're not measuring, that's okay too. But I just want to make it easy for those that need the measurements. A half cup of butternut squash. You're going to need a 1/4 cup of almond butter. And I did do the recipe once with just like a spoon of almond butter and it worked out fine. So I'm just letting you know that there are other variations, and if you don't have the exact ingredients, you can probably still make it work. And then 2 eggs is what the original recipe I found called for. I did, again, do it a little differently once. I did 1 egg. It was fine. So use what you have and enjoy your breakfast. We're going to get started. So first, we are going to put the butternut squash into a mixing bowl. And you may want a fork if you're not using an electronic mixer or any electronic devices to make sure that you have it nice and mixed. I'm just going to use this hand mixer to smash it. And then next you're going to want your 1/4 cup of almond butter. And I am going to do my best guesstimate without making a ton of extra dishes. So I'm going with that being my 1/4 cup of almond butter. If you are at home right now with all your kids on a mandated lockdown, you are probably doing more dishes than you would like. So, and you've probably fed them a lot more junk than you would like. So this is a good alternative if you want to give them pancakes, but you want to give them something healthy too. Alrighty, you're going to crack 2 eggs, or 1 if that's what you have. And then you're going to mix it all up. Again, you can use your blender, your hand mixer, your food processor is what most people use. So that looks good to me. And I'm gonna go ahead and get my pan ready. So I get my pan ready a different way. I like to just get the butter on the pan. You can use coconut oil if you are on a strict, more vegan type of, well, you wouldn't be using eggs. If you are not using butter, you can just use coconut oil. Just go like this. You can clean the top part of your butter later. So now you can either scoop with a spoon or pour. I'm going to pour some of these in here and let them get ready. At the end, I like to top mine with blueberry compote or maybe some pumpkin pie spice. So I think I need to turn these down. Yeah. Because they are not quite ready to flip, and so probably a medium heat. The fruit or vegetable based pancakes do tend to burn easier, so that is one thing you have to watch. Sometimes you'll get a little bit of a burned kind of look to them. I'm going to flip mine a little early since they were starting to brown, but they still look really good like pancakes. So those are looking really good, like regular pancakes. Your kids won't know the difference. especially if you spoil them with some actual syrup. Again, for toppings, we'll go over them, but you can sprinkle some powdered sugar, you can do fresh fruit, you can do some more almond butter, you can do your cinnamon, pumpkin pie, whatever kind of seasonings. I make a little blueberry compote by putting coconut oil in a pan and then putting fresh or frozen blueberries and just cooking them for a couple of minutes. And it turns out to be like a no sugar added syrup. Okay, so again, you can top them with some almond butter. You can sprinkle some cinnamon, sugar, pumpkin pie spice on them. Or you can add, this is what I usually do, the blueberries that I cooked in some coconut oil. It makes it kind of like a syrup or a jam. Or you could do a mixture of all of them. So we are going to test taste one right now. And it's really good.